We continue with discussion of examples of Bernoulli's law or principle on various applications that we see, or examples where we see this being applied every day, or the phenomena can be explained through Bernoulli's principle in our everyday life. Another thing that although I mentioned a little bit earlier, but I try to elaborate again, that if a body is moving through air, for example, or through a fluid, and then what forces exist, we have to take care of them. So one is drag, because if the fluid is flowing in the right hand direction, then there will be force or resistance that will be occurring in the inverse direction. And the resultant of the force, there is another force which is lift, which is taking place in the vertical direction, and the resultant force is denoted by, let's say, F of R, that is the resultant. And that is the force we need to consider when we are taking into consideration the motion of the body and all the forces that are acting on it. The motion of the object through the fluid is taking place in the left hand direction, and the fluid is moving around the stationary body. So it is here. And so these are the forces that takes place, and I did mention the same thing when we were discussing the drag and the lift and the thrust on aerofoil also. In uniform motion through an ideal fluid, again the problem that no fluid is ideal, but if we assume for a moment that there is an ideal fluid where viscosity or coefficient of viscosity is 0, the patron is symmetrical, and the body remains as it is, and the fluid will pass through it, and the streams will be passing smoothly without any hazard, and they will be very smooth, no distortion in the streamline and so on. And this is only because the viscosity or coefficient of viscosity is being assumed to be 0, and F of R as a result will also be 0. And remember, what are the components of FR? There is drag and there is lift. So there is no lift, no drag, and the result is that FR is 0, so smooth motion. But that's again because of the strict condition that the fluid is ideal. We consider then the motion of a body when the fluid is not ideal. And although we mentioned that we will be considering why does a cricket ball swing. We are all familiar with this term. So let's try to see what are the forces that makes it swing, that makes it change its path. If the ball is being thrown in a certain direction, then along its trajectory, it deviates a bit, and that's called swing. And sometimes it is less, sometimes it is more. That depends on many things. Among them is a drag force, the frictional drag, and all these things happening because of viscosity. And as a result, there are pressure variations. Pressure reducing on one side, as we will see, pressure increasing on the other side. And this is the same type of thing. There is a parallel to the motion of the fluid when we saw that takes place on an aerofoil. So let's see that there is a ball, for example, and the motion of the air is taking place in the right hand side as is shown through this arrow, and the object is being thrown to the left hand side as is being shown and indicated here. So when that happens, and the viscosity also exists, there is a viscous effect taking place as this body moves, and let's assume that this is a ball. a well-rounded ball is being thrown. So when air collides with it, due to the internal friction that takes place, then what happens? As it passes through here, because of viscosity, the velocity increases here, but the pressure reduces as some of the streams are sucked downwards. So instead of air as it is going in the right hand direction, it comes in the round and towards, and they try to move with the ball. Why they move with the ball? Because due to viscosity, the particles that are very close to the boundary of the ball, they stick there. So the air is sucked downwards, and as it is sucked downwards, in this region, these curves are, of course, streamlines and reflect the streamlines of the fluid, in this case air. They move in the downward direction, and in this region, this flow field, these things are called eddy currents. They are known as eddy currents. So they happen when, due to pressure difference, some of the fluid is sucked downwards. So when it comes in this downward direction, of course this fluid is moving in the right hand direction. Then at the bottom, the pressure is increased, the velocity decreases, and as a result, at the bottom, the pressure is high, and on the top, the pressure reduces, as I have said, and this is all happening because of the viscosity, and therefore, as you see, the body takes, because of higher pressure here, the body tends to move in this direction. And the ball takes a turn. When it takes a turn, then the ball swings. That makes it change its path. First of all, this kind of phenomena was first seen by a scientist known as Magnus in, about 200 years ago. And therefore, after his name, this is known as Magnus effect. Therefore, the variation of the pressures that takes place, that makes the ball swing. And the flight of the ball becomes a curved flight. You can see the things that the forces, the field that we have to take care of, that includes velocity of air, velocity of object which is in the opposite direction, and therefore the net velocity difference will be the sum of the two. And if they are moving in the opposite direction, there will be a minus sign that is occurring there. So and because of viscosity, a small boundary layer will be sticking to the boundary of the ball.